Hey, it's me, TB, and today I'm going to be bringing you the story idea writing tag. I was not tagged by anyone, but I just want to do it. And I need to fill the spot on my September video schedule, so here we go. This tag was originally created by Brooke, Passmore, and Bethany Atazadeh, so I'll be linking their videos down below in the description. So let's go ahead and get started. 1. Your current story. What is your current story idea that you're working on right now? So my main story idea that I'm working on right now that I'm actively working on, still haven't technically started writing it because oops, I procrastinated doing it as usual, so no surprise there. But the main character is the daughter of a Greek muse, and she has been living in the human world for a very long time, and in this time she's basically been doing contracts with humans, so she will give them fame, fortune, inspiration in exchange for their life at a certain point, or their life force slowly draining away, or I'm toying with what else she could be doing, but right now it's kind of a solid idea. And one day a contract backfires on her and she has to go back to the realm of the Greek gods, and when she's there she realizes that all of the Greek gods have basically been dying off slowly or in the process of dying because whoever screwed her over in her contract has also been screwing over all of the Greek gods. Then she has to, solve the problem, find out who's doing it. I have the entire thing drafted out right now, pretty much, for the first draft, zero draft, whatever. But just haven't done a few last minute steps for preparing to write it. So yeah. Number 2, spark of inspiration. Do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? I think that it starts with characters most of the time, or a concept of characters, what would be interesting to write about. I think every time that I've had a story idea, it has almost always started with the character. That's going to be the main character eventually. I think there might have been one idea where the world building, magic system stuff came first. So I think most of the time it does start with characters. For instance, my current work in progress, the Muse one, it just starts with just her existing and doing magical contracts not related to Greek gods. Then eventually little bits of Greek mythology started to trickle in, and so it just became all about Greek gods. Oops. So 3, brainstorm. How do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way to the beginning, or vice versa? Usually I only written 2 projects, I only written 1 project technically, and I'm trying the second one. And so far what I've been doing is average out how many words I want it to be, and then divide that by, I think, have a long mathematical process, basically figure out if I want 80,000 words, how many chapters can that be if each chapter is the same amount of pages. I just chapters that are the same exact length. It's a personal thing, and it's just a draft thing that might change later, but for right now I just like my chapters being the same length. I also like them chapters being the same length in books, so that's probably why I do it. And once I get the chapters lined out, I usually mark out, this is the beginning, this is the ending, this is the midpoint. And then from then I kind of just fill in information. For this second work in progress, I used Save the Cat's beat sheet, so kind of filled in what beats I did know. I remember the two beats that took me the longest were Fun and Games and The Bad Guy Closes In, because you're the longest beats, so it's the most chapters to fill in information about. And yeah, those took me hours of just sitting there and trying to figure shit out. For 4, keep or toss. How do you know when you want to keep or dump a story idea? Usually if I realize that I have made it too impossible to write the way I want it to, have story ideas, but the main cast would be so big that I just would not be able to write it effectively. So those ideas I have basically not tossed away, but kind of put in a chest far away that I'm not going to actually be thinking about. It just isn't worth doing, I guess. Or for instance, I have the same story idea since 6th or 7th grade. I haven't changed anything about it, but it's gotten increasingly longer and more complex, more characters coming in. So at this point it's just too long and complicated. I just won't be able to do anything with it. It's basically just, it's a nice something to think about when I'm bored, but I can't really write it because it's just too complicated right now. 5. Original idea. How much of your original idea for a story is actually used once everything is finished? I haven't edited anything ever yet, so I don't know for sure how that's going to look for me. Original idea for a story is actually used when everything's finished. If like original idea, you mean like the first thing that made me want to think about this? Usually little to nothing. Like I said for the Greek muse story, it didn't turn to start out as her being the daughter of a Greek muse. There's literally a plot point I thought about like Friday night, Thursday night. So yeah, my original ideas are usually like just bouncing off points that completely changes the story by the end of like even just like outlining the story. They completely change usually. So 6. Hide or share. Do you share your book ideas with friends or keep them a secret? I usually keep them a secret because you don't want to be like explain a story idea and then you're like, that's a fucking stupid idea. Not that anyone would do that, it just feels weird, kind of like showing that part of myself off, I guess. And usually I won't actually talk about an idea unless I know I'm going to write it next, because I don't, just so like no one gets confused when I'm talking about what I'm writing next, I guess. Just in general, I don't want to start thinking about an idea and want to like move to that. So trying to like focus all my attention on like one story idea. So like this Greek muse story, I've only told like one other person about it, if that. I think maybe more. I could have tweeted about it on Twitter, but right now I think I've only told like one person on like Instagram DMs because they asked. 7. Dream. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream/nightmare? Nothing I have like written out or like outlined or that I'm planning on outlining in the future, but do you have like concepts that have come to me in dreams that I've written down? I don't know if any of them are actually going to ever be used because a lot of them are like so specific to like my dreams that they just wouldn't make any sense to anyone else. Like there's some cute little ideas, but I doubt I'd ever use them. They're pretty fucking bad. 8. Doppelganger. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then see a similar premise in a book, TV show, movie? Yes. I think I talked about this in my like work in progress tag or like story idea, Camp Nano tag, whatever it was. I'll link it somewhere. One of my ideas has like assassin nuns, and I think the like Red Sister series by Mark Lawrence also has assassin nuns, but his nuns are completely different than mine, so we're safe. Outside of like the Red Sister series by Mark Lawrence, I don't think there have ever been any ideas that I've seen in like any media forms. I say that, but I'm pretty sure I have, and I've just completely blocked it out of like shame. So yeah. 9. Big screen inspiration. Have any of your favorite movies, TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? I don't think scene-wise they haven't. I mean, I say that, but they probably haven't. I just forgot what media inspired it originally. But like when I think of like, yes, I want to copy that scene from that book or movie, TV show, whatever, I don't think I've ever thought about that so far. I say, like when it comes to like movies and TV shows sparking like story ideas, I think Chilling Adventures of Sabrina sparked a story idea for me, and then I think the anime Bleach is what originally inspired my like middle school story idea. If that tells you anything about it. So yeah. And then 10, nostalgia. 10, nostalgia. What's the oldest first story idea that you remember coming up with / writing down? I think the oldest that I remember writing down, I think I talked about in one of the other tags I've done, and it's basically like a Pokemon story where like I'm the main character. Basically, it's literally like a self-insert OC, and I'm pretty sure it took place in the Sinnoh region. So yeah, you can tell that when I wrote that, I think Diamond and Pearl came out. So cool, right? I think I wrote like 3 chapters. The chapters were like 1 page each, so it wasn't really anything of value. I was in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade that time. I don't have them anymore. I like vaguely remember what goes on in those chapters, but again, it was like 3 chapters, and then I would read them out loud to myself. So like nothing really exciting there. So yeah, that's the story idea writing tag. If you liked what you saw, you can subscribe, like, share the video wherever. So yeah, thank you for watching.